everybody, it's me, Faith. In this video, I will be discussing Umathibathiba, also known as Umathithibala, which is scientifically known as Haworthia limifolia. So when buying or using this plant, you must be very careful because the name Umathithibala is also a common name for another plant called Aristalo aristata, or formerly known as Aloe aristata. The reason that both Haworthia limifolia and Aristalo aristata have the same common name, Umathibathiba, is because they have a similar morphology, meaning they look very similar. If you go on Google and you Google the images of these two plants, you will see that they look eerie similar, so much so that Haworthia limifolia has often been confused with Aloe aristata. So I did mention Umathibathiba in the Ecological video, as both Umathibathiba and Ecological are used to fortify the home. In Zulu, this is known as ukuqinisa ikhaya. Like Ecological, the common name Umathithibala also refers to most, if not all, species belonging to the Haworthia genus. And in total, the Haworthia genus has about 60 species, but unlike Ecological, Umathibathiba does not need a permit to own, and it doesn't cost thousands of rands to buy. In fact, you can buy Umathibathiba for just 40 rands, depending on the type of Haworthia species that you buy. If you're going to use the name Umathithibala, make sure you are specifying which Umathithibala are you referring to. Are you referring to Aristalo aristata, or are you referring to the Haworthia species? And if you're referring to the Haworthia species, which species in the Haworthia genus are you referring to? So be very specific. The risible part of Umathithibala is actually the name Umathithibala. The name Umathithibala is derived from the word Mathithibala, which in English describes a kind of love-binding spell. The word Mathithibala is derived from the word Tithibala, which in English means fearful or frightful. Hence, Umathithibala describes someone who is made to Tithibala. When you use Umathithibala on someone, the person will love you and fear you at the same time. So people in power, like bosses and managers, they're often asked whether they would rather their employees fear them or love them. Well, with Umathithibala, you don't have to choose because people will both love you and fear you. I'm not saying employers should use Umathithibala on their employees, but yeah. Umathithibala or Umathibathiba is scientifically known as Haworthia limifolia. The genus Haworthia is native to Namibia and South Africa. The genus is mostly found in the Southern Cape. However, the species Haworthia limifolia grows in KZN, Mpumalanga, Swaziland, and Mozambique. Other types of Umathithibala, such as Haworthia coelmanurum, can be found growing in the northern province. Haworthia tessellata and Haworthia arachnoidea are also types of Umathithibala that predominantly grow in Namibia. Umathithibala is a xerophytic succulent plant. Xerophytic succulents are plants that can grow with very little water and can be found growing in shallow soil in bushlands. It is possible to find Umathithibala growing near streams as well. However, Umathithibala tends to grow best outdoors in sunny, warm, and dry climates. If you grow Umathithibala indoors as a pot plant, place it on a windowsill so that the plant gets enough sunlight. Umathithibala grows fast, but only grows up to a very small height. I think the maximum height that it grows up to is 15 centimeters. In places where it grows naturally, it can be found growing in dense clusters. The easiest way to spot this plant is with its leaves and flowers. The plant's leaves are thick and green in color with white stripes. The flowers are small and white in color with pink or red stripes. Umathithibala is an endangered succulent. The types of Umathithibala that are endangered in South Africa are Haworthia limifolia and Haworthia culminarium. The endangered status is due in large part to the unsustainable harvesting of Umathithibala for traditional medicinal purposes. Hence, these two species, Haworthia limifolia and Haworthia culminarium, are protected under the Nature Conservation Ordinance of 1983. Umathithibala is planted by different groups of people for different reasons. In general, Umathithibala can be planted for spiritual, medicinal, ornamental, and ecological reasons. Unlike other plants, the uses of Umathithibala are not just limited to the plant's different parts, namely the roots and the leaves, but Umathithibala, the entire plant, is useful. Umathithibala is similar to Isigqiki somkovo in that the plant can be used to fortify the home. Umathithibala is planted to protect the home from being attacked with witchcraft. It is used as an intelezi plant to ward off evil or witchcraft attacks. I know a guy in KZN that has Umathithibala on several windowsills of his home. He says that the plants zixosha imimoya emibi, or they ward off evil spirits. People can also plant Umathithibala in their gardens to ward off evil spirits or Imithi ephonswe ngabathakathi. The different parts of Umathithibala are used by traditional healers to treat different ailments. The roots of Umathithibala can be used to make concoctions to treat gastrointestinal ailments such as constipation, diarrhea, dysentery, hemorrhoids, indigestion, nausea, stomach ache, and worms. The leaves of Umathithibala can be used to make tonics for cleansing and purifying the blood and digestive system, as well as to promote pregnancy in women and cattle. The leaves of Umathithibala can also be applied topically on the skin to treat dermatological ailments such as skin rash, superficial burns, sunburns, and to heal wounds and sores. The ethyl acetate and acetone extracts found on the leaves are good for treating dermatological infections. The anti-tumor, antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant activities in the plant make it ideal for healing sores, wounds, burns, and gastrointestinal ailments. Umathithibala is also planted for ornamental reasons because it is an unusually beautiful plant. Umathithibala can be cultivated for ecological reasons such as to repel snakes. In the Western Cape, the killing of certain types of snakes is illegal, especially the snakes that are formally protected by the Nature Conservation Ordinance 19 of 1974. And these snakes include the mole snake, the water snake, the house snake, the wolf snake, the file snake, the egg eater snake, the green and bush snake, the shovel snout snake, and the slug eater snake. Since you can't kill these snakes, you might want to cultivate plants that repel these types of snakes from your home. In KZN, there are a lot of snakes, and these snakes are everywhere. I once met a lady from Umbilo in Durban, and she had Umathithibala in her garden. She said that she planted Umathithibala to chase away snakes from her home. During the times of war, Umathithibala was used as a lucky charm to make soldiers brave and fearless. Umathithibala can be prepared and used in a number of ways, including chewing the leaves, especially the fresh leaves, to treat coughs, or brewing the leaves to make tea to treat coughs. The leaves can also be made into a decoction to treat digestive problems. The leaves can be crushed and applied topically on the skin to treat dermatological ailments such as rash and burns. Umathithibala has excellent wound healing properties, hence it's used in the treatment of dermatological ailments. The leaves can also be dried and ground to powder, and the powder added to a lotion and the lotion applied on the skin. The roots can be boiled and the liquid taken as enema to treat stomach trouble. Some groups of people use the leaves of Umathithibala to make a necklace that they hang around the neck to create a euphoric feeling and to ward off evil spirits. That's it on this video. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay blessed and bye.